Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of rewriting polynomials. This is standard 8.10D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 1 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we've got this expression, and we simply need to rewrite it. We notice we've got two big chunks right here, and these two big chunks are being connected with a subtraction sign. So most likely we're still going to need a subtraction sign unless it gets reversed because we have a negative, but I don't necessarily see any negatives in there. So let's look at each of these, and what we're going to notice is that we are going to have to apply the distributive property, and that's really what this standard is asking us to do here. And this is a property that we have been exposed to, at least in part, maybe not necessarily naming it, since the third grade. And it looks like this. A, and then if you multiply that by the quantity B plus C, when we distribute, we take this A and we multiply it to both, and then we keep that sign. So it looks like this. You multiply A times the B, and you add the product of A times C. And so if we can do that, we can then combine like terms, because inside each of these terms here, we've got a j and a k. So we need to do something with those. So let's distribute it out, and let's just make it one big distributive image here. So I'm going to do 1.5 times 4j minus, and then 1.5, or actually we can do this. We can do plus 1.5. We do negative 10k. We just need to put the minus somewhere. We could do a minus, but it really is not a negative 1.5. So I'll just keep that as a negative 10k. And then I want a minus. We got a 2.5. Now I'm going to distribute a negative 2.5, right? And so we can, if we want to, we can make it a plus, and we can make it a negative 2.5 because we need that negative 2.5 inside both terms, the 8j and the 8k. So that's just one way to kind of keep track of it. Okay, so we've got that negative 2.5, and then I've got my 8j, and then I've got a plus negative 2.5, and then my 6k. All right, so let's just go ahead and start simplifying, right? So 1.5 times 4, that's going to be 6j, and then I'm going to have a negative 15k plus, what is this? That's going to be that's going to be 20. So that's going to be plus a negative 20j, and then plus a negative, and that is going to be 15k. All right, so let's check our, before we do anything, let's check our signs. Okay, so in positive 6j, ended up with a negative 15k, ended up with a negative 20j, and a negative 15. So lots of negatives. Okay, at this point, we've got four terms, and what we should see here is that 2 are k's, so we can combine those. And then I've got 2 as j's, and we can combine those. So 6j minus 20j, or plus negative 20j, whichever way you want to look at it, right, is going to look like this. 6j minus 20j, and then my blues are going to be I'm just going to go ahead and just put this as negatives. Negative minus 20j, excuse me, minus 15k. I've already done that. Let's do minus 15k minus another 15k, right? So that's going to be pretty simple now. We can just take a look at 6j minus 20j is going to be negative 14j. And minus 15 minus 15, that's minus 30. So all that work, we get minus 14j, or negative 14j minus 30k. So our answer here is going to be C.